Top 16 Things to Know About Christian Love That Affects Every Type of Relationship by Reverend Sharleece Bellagosi Brady. Week 2, Kindness. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. John 15:12. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoice with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Last week we talked about patience, and the number one person for patience in the Bible is Jacob. How he waited 14 years to marry Rachel, even after his trust was betrayed by his uncle Laban. Patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. So we're going to answer the 5 W's and the 1 how. Why do we show kindness and love? It is one of the fruits of the Spirit. And when you love someone, you don't want to harm them, so you show kindness to them. What types of relationships require kindness? Require kindness and love. All of them. Who needs your kindness and love? Every last person that you encounter on the face of this earth that you love. And to be honest, some of them that you don't love still need your kindness. Where can you show kindness? Of course, to your spouse, to your girlfriend or your boyfriend, to anyone that you encounter. Someone who's hungry and you give them some food to eat. Someone who's cold and you give them a blanket to cover them up with. When can you show kindness? Every second of the day. And how do we show kindness and love? Well, our fine example of kindness and love, or the finest biblical example of kindness and love, is Joseph. But down here, I just wanted you to see this little poster. It says, "Love is kind. Anything less than that is not love at all." Joseph. Of course, most of us know the story about Joseph in a technical colored coat. It wasn't technical. That's the musical. It was just a multicolored coat that his father Jacob gave him. And of course, you could read it at your leisure in the Bible. Joseph had a dream. He was, at the time, Joseph was Jacob's youngest son. Joseph had a dream that he would grow up and rule over his brothers and his father and his mother and his aunt. His father and his brothers didn't like that. He had that dream twice. And so his brothers in particular were really, really upset about it. It was like, wait, you think you're going to rule over us? Well, we're going to change your dream by changing where you are right now. So basically what they did, first they thought about killing him, but one of his brothers showed mercy on him and decided not to kill him. Partly because he thought, Dad's going to kill us if we kill him. And it would hurt him, our dad, if we said that some wolves or a bear or some kind of wild animal got to him and killed him. And we would have suffered through that. So they sold him into slavery instead. Now, again, you can go back to the Bible and you can read it in the Old Testament how Joseph went through many suffering and trials, homelessness, slavery, false accused of rape, prison for that false accusation of rape, and deliverance into being the second highest man in his country. which made him ruler over everyone except for the first highest man in the country. And it was at this point, due to his ability to interpret dreams, that he encountered his brothers again. There was a famine all over the land, and so his brothers came to where he was at to get food because they had heard that they had stored up food for everybody and they was giving away free food and water and such. So they came there because they were in need. Joseph immediately recognized who they were. And at this moment right now, a lot of us, can become fleshly and decide that, okay, you know what, they sold me into slavery, I was thrown in jail, falsely accused of rape and all this stuff like that. Shoot, I'm not going to give them no food. I have the power. I can make them suffer. But instead, Joseph didn't get into his flesh. And instead, what he felt and what he did was he asked them questions about the family. Then he wanted them to bring his father, his mother, his aunt, his brother. He wanted them to bring everybody to him because he just found out that he had a younger brother that was born after he went missing. So he falsely accused them of the younger brother, once they brought the younger brother to him, stealing. And said, I'm going to keep your younger brother here until you bring the father and everybody. So when they went and brought the father and everybody, he could have thrown them in jail. He could have not gave them food to eat. But instead, he still loved them, even though they mistreated him. And he gave them everything he had. Everything. Everything he had. Food, clothing, shelter. They could even live in the kingdom, in the palace with him and his family. He forgave them every last one of their transgressions because he had real love for them. And he showed them kindness, even though all they ever showed him was disdain.